Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Today I'm filming my new grad nurse Q&A slash mother baby nurse Q&A. If you haven't gotten my mother baby nurse merch or any other kind of nurse merch, definitely hit my merch link below. But today I'm obviously rocking mother baby nurse because I'm a mother baby nurse, but if you are a different kind of nurse, definitely find your style in my merch link. But today I'm going to be talking to y'all while I eat some Smoothie King or drink Smoothie King. Do you drink or eat smoothies? I feel like you drink them, I guess. So I'm gonna drink my Smoothie King. I got the berry punch, that's my favorite. I don't think it's like the healthiest one they have or anything, but I really like it, so that's what I'm gonna have. And I have my straw. I didn't really feel like eating something unhealthy on today's video, so that's why I'm having this today. Honestly, I have been craving smoothies so much. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my AC or if it's like rattling at all, but I cannot turn my car off, y'all. It is 109 degrees outside today. Like, we're not gonna do that. Immaculate. Okay, so today I'm going to be answering some questions that y'all sent me on my Instagram account about what it's like being a mother baby nurse slash new grad nurse slash new grad mother baby nurse and all the things. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first question is, did you want to be a mother baby nurse or was it one of your second choices? So I did want to be a mother baby nurse. That was my dream position and I'm so excited that I was able to get one. Honestly, I was really worried about what it was going to be like when I moved from nursing school to here, because if you didn't know, I did my nursing program in Galveston, Texas, and then I moved to San Antonio, Texas to apply for my nursing positions. So I did not do clinicals here. I was not familiar with the hospitals here. Honestly, the only time I've ever been in them has been like if I got hurt when I was little. So I really didn't know much about what I was doing OB-wise around the area. I also wasn't sure what it was going to be like considering the different cultural practices between Galveston and San Antonio, because for the most part, a lot of the hospitals here are religious institutions, which means some of them have different policies and different layouts, which isn't like good or bad, it just makes them different. So I really didn't know what I was going to be walking into. And I was also worried that they weren't going to have any mother-baby spots. I thought it was going to be like postpartum and nursery like as separate units, but I did find a hospital that has them together, which is so nice because I really love having mom and baby in the same room and being nurse for both mom and baby. So that is the position I wanted. When I took OB, if you guys have seen any of those videos while I was in nursing school, I really wasn't sure. I really liked labor and delivery, but I think there was like something tugging in my heartstrings about mother baby, because in December when I was applying for positions and like getting ready to start doing my job interviews, I would like do the drop down on what unit I would want, and I couldn't bring myself to click labor and delivery because there was a part of me that really wanted to click mother baby. And anyways, here I am. I did my capstone on mother baby back in Galveston, and I started my new grad career on mother baby. This brings me into my next question on here, which is, do you regret not starting in med-surg? And definitely I don't regret not starting in med-surg. I don't think there's anything wrong or bad with it. I think it's great for people who want it, but if you don't want it, you don't want to put yourself in a career that you're not interested in. I think that contributes greatly to the ridiculous nurse burnout rate that we have, because older nurses are telling newer nurses that they need to start in med-surg, knowing that people are not going to be happy if they're not working where they want to work. I know not everybody is going to be able to land a job in their specialty, but I also don't think it's fair to tell them that they can't try, and that just really upsets me. I do think that a lot of my friends who did their capstones or who just work in med-surg right now in general are really great nurses, and they're getting a lot of practice with like all the different things like chest tubes and IVs and blood draws and like every different type of like nursing skill, I guess, if that makes sense. And there's always going to be that nurse that's like, well, mother baby nurses don't know anything about chest tubes because they don't work with chest tubes or whatever. And that's why we work in a hospital that has interdisciplinary resources. So if you don't know something, you can ask instead of just taking a career you're not wanting. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I also think it's hard whenever people get started, because a lot of people will sign like 2-year contracts at hospitals and it'll be like 2 years on a unit that they hate, and then they don't even want to be a bedside nurse at all anymore, and I just don't want that for anybody. So if you're not interested in doing med-surg, I don't recommend doing it. If you are interested, then definitely go for it. Okay, my next question is, how has your orientation been going? I low-key want to quit mine. That makes me really sad. I'm so sorry. I know this name because I see them on my comments a lot. So sending love to you that you're struggling through your orientation. My orientation has been going well. Obviously there have been some bad days and some not so great days, and I don't really get to broadcast everything that happens because I can't just like talk about everything that happens in the hospital and every single day. But I've obviously had some bad days. There was even one day where I was like so depressed the next day I didn't even want to go back. And I was like super upset and like feeling really stupid, but that happens to everybody I think at some point in their new grad nurse career, and I feel like I just had to get past the point of like being mad at myself and then remember that I love what I get to do, and I do love being a mother baby nurse and all the things that go along with it, even if I have like a bad day. So I think that's like what gets me through mine. I don't know what's like the big problem with yours, so I feel like it just depends on what your problem is, but I also like heavily support if you're like not feeling very supported or you don't feel like you can keep the job that you got. I would leave. I just feel like there's more to life than being really upset at your job, and you spend so much time at work that if it's really impacting your mental health, then like don't stick around. But if it's one of those things where you're just getting through a learning curve, then like try to stick it out through that learning curve, because if this is like the career that you really want, then like stay in it. Like I feel like that's my best advice. I don't really know what else to say, but I'm not one of those people who supports like staying in a job that you're miserable in. Even if your coworkers get mad at you, like it's your life, and you should do what you want. But if this was you, go ahead and DM me. I'd love to hear more about your orientation and send you some hype and make you feel better, hopefully, depending on what your issue is. I'm sorry. I love you. Okay, my next question is, this has been the only unit I felt a connection to in clinical. Do you have any encouraging words? So I love mother baby. I support you. I think you should go for it. I think what draws me towards mother baby and what drives a lot of mother baby nurses towards mother baby is the education part and like getting to empower people, because like nothing feels the same as like when new parents feel really like empowered taking their baby home, or they like learn something about baby care, or you advocated for their pain, or you've connected them with a resource that's going to be really beneficial to them as parents. So I just really love getting to empower and educate on my unit. So a lot of the things that you do and a lot of the things that you say are what can impact people the most. And I think that's my favorite part. It also tends to be like a happier unit for the most part. Obviously there are some like bad days and bad situations that can happen. And when things are sad in the mother baby world, they're very sad. But overall, it is like a really happy unit, and you usually go home feeling very fulfilled. So that's like probably my favorite part. One of my biggest tips, which I loved doing, I don't have it with me because I'm in my car, but I have my baby jar, which you guys have probably seen in a lot of my vlogs, where I put in pink beads for baby girls and blue beads for baby boys into a jar at the end of my shift every day. And I get to see like the impact I have like physically on my desk every day. So those days that I really don't want to go, I think about how many beads I'll get to add to the jar after I come home from work. And that makes me feel a lot better. It's something I saw on TikTok, so it's kind of like a trend for like labor and delivery and NICU and mother baby nurses to do. I feel like that's been really helpful for me, and I hope that that encourages you. But definitely go for it. If you have any questions or like interview tips that you want to hear, I also have like a whole video on like how I got my job. I will put it right up here. So if you guys want to check that out, hopefully it helps you. But everybody's job application process is different, and everybody has their own stories about how they got their jobs. So mine's just one example, but I highly recommend finding other like influencers and TikTokers and stuff that do videos on mother baby nursing and getting some ideas from everyone to bring to your interviews. The next thing I got is the one thing I'm most freaked out about on mother baby is all the charting for mom and baby. Time management tips, please. Okay, I don't know if I'm the 100% best person to ask because I'm still learning and I'm still a new grad, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better within the last few weeks. I haven't left late, I've gotten out on time, I've gotten all my charting done, and I'm really proud of that. I will say, I think there were 2 nights in a row that I was there for like a whole extra hour, or maybe like an extra hour and a half, finishing my charting. So I think it happens to everybody as they're learning and as they're growing. My preceptors always give me like new advice and stuff. It kind of depends on like how your hospital works and how your charting works. We use Cerner at our hospital, which was a big learning curve for me because I learned Epic when I was in nursing school. So there's that. But I did learn the new system a lot faster than I thought I would as far as like the system goes and like what to click. I think the hardest part for me was figuring out like exactly what I have to chart, because like I think everyone kind of charts differently, but I wanted to know like what I have to chart and then like kind of figure out my own flow. And I think everybody, it just like takes time to figure that out. But I've only been working at my hospital for a little over a month, and I feel like I actually do kind of have a flow to my charting now. So basically all the things that I could chart early on in the morning that like isn't really pertinent to my like assessments and vital signs and like data that I've gathered, I try to chart as soon as I can. That way I don't have stuff looming over me for the rest of the day. And then as soon as I get all my assessments done, I chart all of that. And then as far as like pain goes, I try to chart pain as I'm giving pain medications. That way I don't forget. And I have our like little computer on wheels or our cows with me. So I have that with me already charting it as I'm giving the pain med. That way I don't forget to do it later. And then one thing I try to do, which I don't always get to do, but if I can, I do try to finish all my charting before I go to lunch. So even if that means I don't eat until like 2 p.m., then I do that. That way I can actually like eat my lunch and not be like super stressed. I feel like the busiest time is like the morning when I'm like needing to do all of my like morning assessments so that I have like full data on my patient, and then like everything is kind of additional from there. So like maybe the patient is struggling with pain, so like trying to find a balancing act for managing their pain, or like maybe the baby is due for 24-hour labs or needs like a baby bath, or the baby needs phototherapy or whatever. So trying to get like that baseline all charted in the morning so that then all I have to do is add in what I do in like additional treatments and stuff. I don't know. I feel like that's what works for me just visually, and it like stresses me out less. We basically call it fluff charting when you chart all those things that are like extra, that like you don't have to be like in the room actually assessing them to chart. So that's what I try to do in the morning and get that over with. Obviously sometimes I don't get to sit at my computer for a long time, so it is what it is on certain days, but the sooner that you can get charting and the sooner that you can like finish all of the bulk, the better. That way throughout the rest of the day you're just adding in a couple things, and if your shift ends and you didn't get to finish charting, you won't have like a whole entire patient set to be charting on. You just have to chart the things that you've done since you last charted, if that makes sense. That's just my best advice. Obviously I'm still learning and I'm not going to be perfect at time management for a very long time. I also try my best to cluster care, but as far as like having mom and baby, there are certain things that I want to respect. Like I don't want to take the baby's vital signs if the baby just fell asleep and the family's trying to nap. I try to take the baby's vital signs when they're getting up to eat or right after they've eaten. That way I'm not like waking up the baby and making them cry and then like making the parents upset. One thing time management wise that I am trying to learn to navigate is like seeing visitors, because with COVID and all that, we haven't had a lot of visitors in the hospital. And I also was doing night shifts in nursing school since like last August, so it's been like a year since I've been on day shift, and so I haven't really dealt with visitors before. And trying to get like all my morning tasks done, like having my moms be assessed while there's like family in the room. Like they don't want to be assessed while their family's in the room, but they also need to be assessed in the morning so that we know they're okay. And so like having to tell them like, hey, can you step out really quick? I promise I'll be quick, but like I need to get this done. Like you're in a hospital still, but like still also trying to respect their time. Like if I know the family's only going to be there for 20 minutes, then I'll wait. It kind of just depends on the day, and I think I'm still trying to learn how to like respectfully navigate that while also like doing my job correctly, if that makes sense. So if you have any tips for that, let me know down below. And then the next question from the same person was, I'm also highly considering mother baby and I hope I get it for capstone. I hope you get it too, because I love mother baby and I am a heavy advocate. I feel like it's an underappreciated section. I feel like everybody starting an OB like wants to do labor and delivery so bad, and then they forget about all the other exciting areas of OB, like postpartum, mother baby, high risk OB units and like antepartum units. People who want to go into lactation down the road. I just feel like there are so many other avenues in OB that are just not as explored, and they're just so great, and I don't know, I love them. I highly recommend. Or if you want to do like gynecology surgery, or like OB/OR, like all those kinds of things are so fun. So I feel like exploring what kind of OB resources you have around your area is like really smart, because it's really great. Okay, my next question is, how are you doing, boo? I'm doing great. I feel like I've had a few hard days recently, just like a lot has been going on. Like we moved back home, so just like a lot of changes have been happening really quickly, and I think that I had a lot of stress and anxiety, but I'm starting to find more balance. Something that's also helping me like balance stuff with work is actually doing stuff on my off days. So today's one of my off days. I'm filming 2 videos. I'm filming the one that I'm filming right now, and then I'm also filming like a week in the life, but I'm also getting ready to go on a trip this weekend, so I'm running errands and like trying to keep myself busy, because when I first started I was spending my off days like sleeping and being really lazy, and then I felt like I was constantly working because I like wasn't doing anything fun on my off days. So that's been something that I've been doing better, and I really feel like it's helped my mental health so much. And then also like it's been different like being home around families. I have to be with family all the time because whenever I would visit home I would be with my family all the time, so I feel like that is something that I'm like trying to learn. Like I live here now, like I don't have to see them every single day, and like it's okay to like take time for ourselves, especially like living with Kyle now. We're getting married, like I want to work on us and like be with us, especially after having long distance. So I just like am trying to like learn how to balance all of the new things in my life. And I'm also trying to learn how to make more friends. I really don't have that many friends here that I did like when I was in school, so I'm trying to like learn how to make friends so that I have some balance, because Kyle has so many friends here in San Antonio. They're like his best friends that he grew up with, and for me, I do have a couple friends that I stayed really close to, and like one of my best friends that I stayed really close to, so they're really some of my closest friends. I feel like I haven't met that many people, and I would like to meet more people, especially more people that work in healthcare or that work in nursing, or like that also make content, or like something where I can like relate to somebody and like, I don't know, kind of like bounce nursing struggles off of. So if you're an influencer or a nurse or whatever in my area, or you're not in my area and you just want to be internet friends, hit me up, because I'd love to make more like new grad nurse friends, especially new grad mother baby nurse friends, or new grad mother baby nurse friend influencer friends, like I don't know, anything. So that would be great. I think that's something that I'm struggling with, but that's just me being honest. But I am doing really well, and I feel like I'm doing better every day. Okay, and then I saved this as the last question because I get asked this all the time. Does being a mother baby nurse give you extreme baby fever? No, it does not. It does not give me baby fever. I think the babies are cute. I think they're really fun, but they're a lot of work, and I really don't want to take a baby home with me. So I really don't want to have my own baby right now. No, it's really expensive. They're really loud. They cry a lot. You don't get to sleep. And those are all things that I love. I love sleeping. I love being selfish with my time. I'm not ready to have a baby. So no, it does not give me baby fever. But I think that after I get married and like a little bit down the road, I might be interested in having a baby at some point. So I'm sure when I'm like actively trying to have a baby, being at work will give me baby fever. And I'm sure that if it takes a while for me to have a baby, if something happens, I know that's gonna be really like mentally challenging as a mother baby nurse. So right now I'm just enjoying the time of getting to play with babies at work and then go home without having one. But I know like everyone changes, and I'm gonna grow up and feel differently at some point, so it just is what it is. But everyone asks me about the baby fever. I think there are some people who have extreme baby fever and like literally struggle with their baby fever on a regular basis. I'm not one of them, thankfully. My heart goes out to all of you who struggle with baby fever and go home to your partners and stress them out about your baby fever. So sending love to y'all. But anyways, I think that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I answered some of your questions. If you have any more questions, comment them down below. I am done with my day shift orientation, but I do have 2 weeks of night shift orientation before I'm like officially just on my own, being my own person as a nurse. So I'll let you guys know how my night shift orientation goes and how my transition back to night shift works out. But I hope you guys loved this video. I can't wait to see y'all in the next one. But until next week, I'll see you guys. I hope you have a safe and healthy week. If you watch this whole video, comment some purple heart emojis down below. Don't forget to check out my merch store and get your own merch, especially if you're a new grad nurse getting a job and you want to make a job announcement, then you can match me. But it comes in lots of different colors and styles. You can get sweatshirts, all the things. So definitely hit my merch up, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
settling in, settling